Hey guys, Mathel here once again, ready to tell you for probably the 8th or ninth video how good Ice Nova is. And let's begin. How good is Ice Nova? Check it out. It just farms. It's, honestly, after playing it for the third time now, I think, and the second time being up to level 99, so I got a lot of playtime in it, it's still a joy to play. But in this league, I didn't really feel the need to press my Vaal Ice Nova button all that much, because just regular Ice Nova was doing it for me, and that did take away a bit of the fun for me, I think. I was going out of my way to try and find the biggest, fattest Vaal Ice Novas to press, and it was not at all necessary. Like, you're just running around using your Frostbolts, using your Ice Novas, and it's more than good enough for everything in the game. And you can really, as you see with these slower projectiles, slow the gameplay down just a little bit and have a much more effective, safe, and efficient character with the balls that you will be throwing out, because as you're throwing out your slow projectiles, you're getting a lot more value out of all of the Ice Novas that you're casting, especially with Pledger Hands and Greater Spell Echo. And for a lot of the higher tier endgame gameplay, I was going to just stick to slower proj, even though it's a little bit slower on the clear speed. It feels pretty damn good having absolute flowing death machines of Ice Novas going off of these slow projectile balls. And I think it's pretty worth it once you're getting to the real deep content, especially for bosses. But I don't just mean bosses, I do mean Delve, I do mean some tier 16 maps, and Blighted encounters. Going the slower projectile route really does let you get the max out of your Spell Echo and Greater Spell Echo Ice Novas. And especially for Delve here, I just could not really think or find a much easier character for Delve than something like this, which will shatter every single corpse, which is customizable to you, how fast you run or how fast you play it, and really does have more than enough DPS to control and crush every Delve encounter from range. So it's just really smooth for Delves. I rarely actually have gotten the chance to push my Ice Nova characters to much further depths, just because they end rather quickly, or they're off of an entirely new flashback league. And you can see that it's really effective in the Blighted maps still as well. Don't really have any big Blighted maps to show you, because once you get them under control through towers, you can't honestly show off a build too much. It's mostly the towers doing the work, but I am going out of my way to do stuff in encounters like this, especially on this type of build where I want to go find some really big Vaal Ice Novas. And it still is really nice to be able to just destroy bosses instantly, destroy entire huge waves and packs of enemies instantly, and I'm not really sure how much more I can say about how good Ice Nova is. In this particular version, it is Raider, so it is not quite the max DPS, I don't think, compared to some other things, like an Assassin would get more damage, probably an Elementalist, probably Inquisitor, but the well-roundedness of this character cannot be ignored, because you really do run quite fast, you really do have a lot of dodge and spell dodge, and ends up being pretty damn nice for safety, tankiness, and utility throughout the current game. So I would recommend it if you have some leveling uniques, if you've got some leveling gear, because the first few levels are definitely going to suck total balls as a Raider leveling Ice Nova. But otherwise, stick to your traditional assassins, stick to your occultists, inquisitors, elementalists, whatever it is for traditional characters. Maybe get a Pledger Hands and go out and destroy the game with Ice Nova. If you haven't before, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. That said, not always going to be the playstyle for everyone, because it is a two-step process. Wind it up and then collect in for the results in a few seconds with your Ice Bolt or Frostbolt Ice Nova combo. But hopefully it'll give you a bit of an appreciation for how the game can be played with a few other little setups, as opposed to just right-clicking and destroying everything instantly. The character was still immensely fast, at least by my standards. Got to level 93, did 4 or 5 Uber Elders in the end, did a bunch of delving, and that was all under 24 hours played time. So it was a bit fast to get through the character. If it feels like I got through it rather quick, that's why. But it's not really much faster than most other things. It's just that it's very effective, and I can speed through it since I kind of know what I'm doing with Ice Nova already. And as you can see here, yeah, The Mana Flask hard carries everything, as I mentioned, especially for Mind Over Matter, and if you drop Slow Approach into your setup, it becomes really effective for the end game stuff. I'll leave you guys with one of the Uber Elder kills. They're all pretty smooth, pretty easy, but here's one of them. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time. Charges all up. Shaper should be dead by now, right? Or both of them should be dead, I mean. It's nice being this fast by default, not a, you know, usually you have your Onslaught attached to a flask, right? But I just get to have all this movement speed and shit always. So sidestepping and dodging is just a little smoother. And permaphasing too. Means you can run through shit. He's dead. Dodge that slap. Kinda wasn't expecting that for some reason. Too busy patting myself back on the dodge. Is he dead yet? He's dead. Dodge. Dude, look at that. I don't even know what that is. Guess it's just my ice armor thing. And also, once again, crap loot. Love it. And get an Uber Elder Watcher's Eye to save my life. Alright.